A little story from 2015 in Timbuktu. When we met, I was in charge of security for the airport platform. We met individuals who wandered around. One of these individuals was distraught. I made him understand that it was dangerous to linger around the base because they could get killed. He told me he wanted to be killed, he wanted to die. I tried to understand their story. Some were crazy, others were normal, but they wanted to die because of terrorism. They explained to us that when the terrorists returned to Timbuktu, a man explained to me one evening that the terrorists went to his home, wanting to rape his wife in front of him. He opposed them. They left but returned the next day, took him to the public square, accused him of theft, cut off his hand, and beat him. He returned home. His 16-year-old son took care of his hand. The terrorists came back, raped his wife, and took his son away. They continued to rape his wife for days until she committed suicide. He never found his son and now prefers to die. That's why he wandered around, hoping a sentry would shoot him. Others experienced similar fates. They were taken from their homes because they refused to let the terrorists touch their wives or daughters. The next day, they were taken to the public square, beaten to death, and then the terrorists did their dirty deeds. Many families were destroyed by these criminals, rapists, bandits, and drug traffickers who are armed and spread desolation in our countries. They do not act in the name of any religion. Unfortunately, in Burkina Faso, certain villages have been compromised by these individuals. In 2022, I was called with my unit to a village that did not want us to stay because they were on good terms with the terrorists. Those who listen to me know what we are talking about. Several other units are witnesses. Some villages categorically refused to allow the FDS to enter because they were on good terms with the terrorists. We made them understand that there is no possible alliance with these criminals. They decide when the pact ends. Many villages realized this when the pact broke, and they called for help. We were there, but the fact remains that no matter what they say, no matter the possible flattery or pact signed, when the terrorists decide to end it, they will come to kill and end the pact. There is no possible alliance with terrorists or criminals. They must be fought. Today, we are seeing a phenomenon in our cities where some people go from house to house, making the wives of certain FDS and VDP, and the families of those who fell for the homeland, believe that they had a peaceful solution with the terrorists and that it is us who wanted to make war, hence all these troubles. How can human beings, seeing and understanding everything that is happening in the world, have such comments? Make no mistake, neither we fight them, or they fight us. People are hiding, supposedly behind a semblance of dialogue or negotiation, but they will drag you through the mud. That is the objective of imperialism, to prolong the scourge, keep states unstructured, and continue benefiting from your wealth. The longer it lasts, the more it suits them. Unfortunately, these individuals going from house to house are playing into the hands of the imperialists. If they hear me, they should stop now because they will end up fighting themselves. We have no choice but to fight, and we have opted for combat. Through this, we will be free and truly independent. To do so, we have diagnosed the deep problem of Burkina Faso. I admit that the problem is real and deep. The evil is there, we have diagnosed it, and we discover day by day the system. Several knots have been undone, but knots remain to be untied because every day we discover certain practices. I understand that after several decades of this system being installed, it has become like a gene in our DNA.
Nous n'avons pas le choix que de combattre. Et nous avons opté pour le combat.
But it is necessary that we manage to remove this gene from our DNA and be able to build a new Burkina. I intend to give guidelines in certain key areas. We will not provide details on our program because when the program is known in detail, they will place obstacles on our roads and prevent us from achieving our objectives.
Nous l'avons diagnostiqué et nous découvrons de jour en jour le système. Plusieurs nœuds ont été défaits, mais des nœuds restent à défaire parce que tous les jours que Dieu
We can summarize in a few words, talking about the field of defense and security. As you see, we have opted for combat, and for that, we have nearly doubled the numbers in our armed forces. We continue to recruit, and recently, recruitment was launched on the non-commissioned officer side, and soon, recruitment for at least 10,000 soldiers will be launched.
De mon propos, je m'en vais donc donner des lignes directrices dans certains domaines clés. Nous ne donnerons pas de détails sur notre
We will continue to strengthen the numbers to cope because there is still a need for soldiers everywhere in Burkina Faso. Certain villages want a military presence, so there is a reason to continue to recruit and equip. Since January 2023, we have launched an equipment program.
Nous pouvons donc nous résumer en quelques mots. Parlant donc du domaine de la défense et de la
It's true, the world is crazy, and there is war everywhere. No nation takes its equipment and sells it. They manufacture for themselves, which has meant that this equipment has dragged on for almost 18 months, but the first ones have started to arrive, as you saw last time, and the equipment will continue to arrive.
Le recrutement pour au moins 10 000 soldats devrait être lancé. Comme vous le constatez,
We want the level of our army to reach a level never equaled in the sub-region. This equipment program will continue, and you are the actors of this program.
nous continuons de recruter et je pense que dernièrement des recrutements ont été lancés côté officiers et sous-officiers et bientôt dans quelques jours.
Supposedly friends of Burkina, who have been there for a long time, who are exploiting our wealth, have not provided even a single Kalashnikov cartridge to fight our fight.
Renforcer les effectifs pour faire face. Parce que où que vous soyez, malgré le recrutement qui a été fait, il y a toujours le besoin de militaires. Partout
It
au
is you who
Burkina Faso,
pay,
certains
and we will
villages
continue to
sont
stand as
pour
one with our people to lead this fight.
Donc, il y a lieu de
We have
continuer
partners who have agreed to sell us equipment and who have even offered to deliver strategic equipment that we can pay for over time.
Depuis janvier 2023, parce que où que vous soyez, malgré le recrutement qui a été fait, il y a toujours le besoin de militaires. Partout au
We
Burkina
thank them for
Faso,
this
certains
gesture
villages
and say
continuent
thank
de
you
vouloir
again
la
to the
présence
people who
militaire.
understood the meaning of the
Donc,
fight
il y a
we
lieu
must
de
fight.
continuer à recruter
If we
et
don't fight,
anticiper.
they will come and get us from our house like in a hen house or a sheepfold, choosing every morning who they want to execute in the public square to scare the others.
D'équipement. C'est vrai, le monde est fou. Il y a la guerre partout. Aucune nation ne prend son équipement et vendre. On fabrique pour vous. Ce qui a
They will
fait
cut off
que
hands
ces
or feet in the
équipements
public
ont
square
permis
to
de
scare
faire
others.
mais les
That's their
premiers ont
tactic.
commencé à venir, comme vous avez
We are
pu
going to
constater la
fight and
dernière
give
fois.
ourselves the
Et les
means to get
équipements
there.
vont continuer à venir parce que nous voulons que le niveau de notre armée atteigne un niveau jamais égalé dans la sous-région.
If it happens tomorrow that we are stuck in a certain situation, we will come again to the people and ask for even more sacrifice to achieve the objective.
De ce programme. Parce que depuis que nous nous battons, j'ai pu vous dire, ces soi-disant amis du Burkina qui étaient là depuis longtemps, qui sucent nos richesses, même
Despite your efforts, certain powers refuse to sell us equipment and block the equipment we bought in certain countries because they have the license for certain components.
Et nous continuerons à faire
These
corps
powers
avec
exploit
notre
minerals
peuple
in Burkina
pour
Faso.
mener cette lutte.
I say it here loud and
Nous avons
solemnly,
des
it will
partenaires
stop.
qui ont accepté nous vendre des équipements et qui ont même proposé de pouvoir nous livrer des équipements stratégiques et que nous puissions payer dans le temps. Nous leur en remercions pour ce geste.
We will withdraw permits. We cannot allow this to be exploited.
Et nous disons encore merci au peuple qui a compris le sens du combat.
You cannot exploit
qu'il faut
our
que nous
resources
battons.
and refuse to sell us
Si nous ne
equipment
battons pas,
or
ils
block our
viendront
equipment.
chercher chez nous, comme dans un poulailler ou dans une bergerie. Chaque matin, ils choisiront qui ils veulent pour aller exécuter sur la place du public, pour faire peur aux autres, aller trancher des mains ou des pieds sur la place publique pour faire peur aux autres. C'est comme ça leur tactique. Nous allons nous battre.
We will not accept that.
Et
We will
nous
recover
donnerons
our
les
operating
moyens.
permits and exploit them ourselves.
S'il arrive demain que nous sommes coincés dans une certaine lancée, nous viendrons encore vers le peuple et demander encore plus de sacrifices pour pouvoir atteindre l'objectif. Parce que malgré vos cotisations, je vous le disais tantôt,
Returning to conclude on defense, know that the men are in training on this new equipment. More will come, and we will lead this war.
Parce qu'ils ont la licence de certains composants. Et ces puissances exploitent des minerais au Burkina Faso. Je le dis ici, haut et fort et solennellement. Ça va s'arrêter. Nous allons retirer des permis d'exploitation. Nous n'allons pas permettre cela.
Many strategies have already been written, and we adapt them gradually based on the behavior of the enemy. We will soon defeat this terrorism here in Burkina and even in the AES.
Qu'ils s'attendent, nous allons récupérer nos permis d'exploitation et nous allons l'exploiter nous-mêmes. Revenant. Pour conclure sur le volet donc de la défense, nous n'allons pas trop nous étaler là-dessus, mais sachez que tout ce qui est déjà arrivé, les hommes sont en formation là-dessus, d'autres équipements viendront et cette guerre, nous allons la mener. Beaucoup de stratégies ont été déjà écrites et nous les adaptons au fur et à mesure du comportement de l'ennemi. Et nous allons vaincre très prochainement ce terrorisme ici au Burkina et même dans l'AES.